Rosita and the Night of the Radishes by Dorothy Thurgood Manning. To Joaquin and Federico, my Latino blood relatives. As the sun was setting in the hills of Oaxaca, Mexico, a little girl named Rosita served dinner. Her tired mama and papa walked in. Once again, we did not sell our peppers and melons at the mercado, Mama said. Papa said, "Ay, mija, I wish our crops grew as well as those of the Gonzalez family. We work so hard." "Let me come down to the city with you. I could sell the vegetables," said Rosita. "No, we need you here on the rancho to tend to the strawberry plants," said Mama. "If we had more children, you could all take turns coming with us. Then I wouldn't be so lonely," said Rosita. The Gonzalez family lived nearby, but the Gonzalez boys weren't very nice. Alberto was her age, and he was the meanest. "You can come to the city on December 23rd, mija," said Papa. "You're going to enter the radish carving contest this year, yes?" It was true. The Night of the Radishes, La Noche de los Rabanos, took place every December 23rd in Oaxaca. Artists made sculptures out of long Mexican radishes. They carved nativity scenes, tiny musicians, mythical creatures, and anything else you could imagine. People came to see the carvings in the Zocalo, Oaxaca's main square. The mayor awarded prize money for the very best entry, and a fireworks show ended the celebration. Rosita entered the contest each December. She hadn't won yet, but this would be her year. "When I win, I will give you all the pesos to hire someone to work on the rancho." "That would be nice, mija," said Mama. The next morning, Rosita spied her cat in the strawberry patch, batting a red bird between its paws. This bird must have been eating their fruit. She knew that Mama and Papa would want the cat to kill the bird, but she felt sorry for it. "Leave it, gatito," she said, and shooed the cat away from the bird. "Ay, gracias, muchacha. You saved my life," squawked the bird. "A talking bird! How strange!" Rosita bent down to pick him up. "To repay your kindness, I'll give you these 3 magic radish seeds that I've been saving under my tongue." And he spat them out into her hand. "I don't want to sound ungrateful," said Rosita, "but these seeds don't look very special." "Believe me," said the bird, "after you plant them, something wonderful will happen." And with that, he flew away. Rosita ran to a hidden spot behind some cypress trees. She dug a furrow with her hands, planted the seeds, and watered them. "Even if the bird is wrong about these radish seeds," she said, "I can still use them for the contest." But within seconds, the seeds started growing. 3 tender shoots poked up through the soil. Then each shoot divided into 2 green leaves. Suddenly, 3 smooth red tops popped out of the ground. "The bird was right," Rosita said to herself. "These are magic Rabanos." Later that day, when Rosita went home to make dinner, she decided she would keep everything a secret from Mama and Papa. After dinner, Rosita started to worry. What if the radishes don't stop growing? That night, in her dream, one of the radishes swelled enormously and sprouted a face. This giant Rabano bounced down the hill to the Zocalo, where it knocked over all of the radish sculptures, sprang into the bandstand, bumped the mayor, and ruined the festival. "What a nightmare," said Rosita upon awakening. She jumped out of bed and ran to her radishes to see if they had grown as big as the one in her dream. She arrived just in time to see Alberto Gonzalez on the verge of pulling up one of her plants. "¿Qué haces aquí? What are you doing here?" she shouted. "Leave my Rabanos alone." "I was just looking for some pesos I dropped," Alberto lied. "Well, I don't see your money. Go back to your own rancho." "I see that you have some nice radishes growing here," sneered Alberto. "Don't think you're good enough to win the contest with them. My brothers and I won last year, and we'll win this year too. Besides, your radishes will probably wilt and die. That's what happens to everything on your farm." Alberto laughed and ran off. Tears rimmed Rosita's eyes. "Don't worry, Rabanitos," she said. "I'll take good care of you. You won't shrivel up and die, and I will win the contest." The radish leaves rustled in response. Rosita decided then and there to carve 3 pretend sisters out of the radishes. It was almost as though the plants had whispered the idea to her. On December 22nd, Rosita dug up her radishes. They were long, red, and shiny. Using a sharp knife, she peeled the skin away from the first radish. She pinned the peels back on to make a skirt. Then Rosita carved a face. A flower basket made from the scraps of peel topped its head. The second radish was transformed into a muchacha grinding corn on a metate. It was late in the evening when Rosita set down the last carving, a doll holding a tray of tiny fruits and vegetables. In the dim candlelight, she thought she saw one of the muchachas move her arms across the metate. Were they really moving, or was the flame flickering? Rosita rubbed her eyes and stared again. Nothing happened. Ay, ya me cansé, she said, and went to bed. The next day, Rosita carefully placed her carved muchachas in a basket and jumped into the back of Papi's truck. Her parents dropped her off at the Zocalo, saying, Buena suerte! Good luck! We'll meet you here after we close our stand. They did not have a plentiful winter harvest, but were hoping to sell what little they had. Rosita quickly set up her muchachas on a bed of green radish leaves. She sprinkled water in them to keep the red parts shiny and the white areas sparkling. She had a chance to look at the other sculptures. To her left was a bullfighter with a toro. On the other side, there was a beautifully carved nacimiento of the three kings visiting the baby Jesus. Farther down, carved musicians played their instruments. Her parents arrived late in the evening just as the mayor signaled he was ready to announce the winner. Rosita smiled at her parents and said, This is it! The mayor raised his voice and said, Señoras y señores, this year's winner of the festival of the Night of the Radishes is the family Gonzalez for their excellent sculpture of the Santo Domingo Church. Alberto brushed past her, smirking, on the way up to collect his prize. Rosita's eyes glazed with tears. She had been so sure she would win. Don't worry, mija. We think your radish muchachas are beautiful, said Mama. You tried your best, and that's what's the most important thing, Papa said. This brought Rosita little comfort as she thought, how can I help fix our rancho now? Mama and Papa left to buy hot chocolate in the hopes of cheering her up. Just then, the fireworks celebration began. Colorful flashes lit up the sky. As a starburst went off, Rosita thought she saw one of the muchachas smile. Tears are blurring my vision, and shadows from the fireworks are tricking me, she thought. Rosita turned to look up at the sky as more stars burst, and the show reached its finale. When she turned back, the radish muchachas were gone. Nothing was left but the tiny metate, the tray of carved vegetables, and the little basket of flowers. Suddenly, Rosita felt a cluster of arms around her shoulders. The three radish muchachas had sprung to life. Hola, hermana, they said, as if they had always been her sisters. No one else noticed what happened. They had been too busy watching the fireworks and admiring the other carvings. Rosita's parents returned to find her surrounded by three strangely beautiful girls. Who are these muchachas, mija? Mama asked. They're my sisters who came to life from the magical radishes I carved, Rosita said. But this is not possible, Papa said. Look at her, Papa. Doesn't she have your long nose and twinkling eyes? And this one has your smile, Mama. That one has a sturdy back, just like you, Papa. Que milagro. What a miracle. Mama knelt down and cried with joy. She had always wanted more children. Papa wiped away tears of gladness. Tired but happy, this new, bigger family climbed into Papa's rickety truck and headed back up to the rancho. Christmas Eve, La Noche Buena, dawned sunny and bright. And although there would be no presents on either Christmas or Three Kings Day, the gift of the three beautiful sisters had made the holidays more joyous than any before. With more hands helping on the rancho, the family prospered. Oddly enough, the neighbors never noticed anything different about four girls now working in the fields. It was as if Raquel, Remedios, and Renata had always been there. Rosita knew in her heart that this was just part of the miracle of the Night of the Radishes. The Night of the Radishes is a contest held every December 23rd in the city of Oaxaca, Mexico. Oversized radishes are carved to create sculptures that compete for prizes. The event began in the colonial period when the Spanish introduced radishes. Oaxacan farmers began carving radishes to attract the attention of customers who were shopping for their Christmas meal. In 1897, the city created the formal competition. The city dedicates land for growing radishes and distributes the harvested radishes to contestants. Contestants also add to this with their own supply. The event attracts over 100 competitors and thousands of visitors. The radishes wilt soon after cutting, so the sculptures can only be displayed for a few hours. This means that there are very long lines for people who want to see the works. The event has expanded to include competitions for sculptures made with corn husks and dried flowers. Oaxaca has a long tradition of wood carving and superior craftsmanship. These qualities extend to the artisans who make the radish sculptures. Seeing these carvings in person is a sight not to be missed. The following pages contain photos from the real-life Night of the Radishes contest. Enjoy browsing.